numa altura em que falamos cada vez mais de digitalização. Está tudo com os olhos postos nos telemóveis, nos gadgets, na internet das coisas. E recentemente a comunicação social tem criado todo um interesse e uma curiosidade pela inteligência artificial. Hoje mesmo, por exemplo, há duas notícias, uma até diz respeito aos profissionais de saúde. É a capa do jornal, a notícia de que a inteligência artificial vai ser colocada ao serviço do INEM para evitar as sobrecargas de telefonemas. E há outra também muito interessante, já agora no site da CNN Portugal, em que colocaram a inteligência artificial a fazer o Exame Nacional de Português do 12º ano e a nota não foi assim muito famosa, foram 12 valores, mesmo assim foi bastante acima da média nacional do ano passado, que foi só de 10 valores. Portanto, isto mostra-nos o alcance e as capacidades que a inteligência artificial nos oferecem, mas também alguns obstáculos ou receios. E temos falado muito, nomeadamente, na possibilidade da inteligência artificial substituir algumas profissões ou mesmo extingui-las. Ora, nós agora vamos falar sobre justamente isso, oportunidades e desafios da inteligência artificial. É o tema que traz o Christian Juru a esta conferência. E eu gostava de vos dizer que o Christian é fundador da DipFab, que é uma comunidade multidisciplinar cuja missão é fornecer soluções para a utilização, a exploração e a gestão de dados, porque, afinal de contas, se os nossos dados andam aí pelas nuvens e pela internet, é importante que estejam bem protegidos e que só sejam usados dentro da lei. Eu chamo o Christian ao palco e peço uma salva de palmas. Bem-vindo.
Hi, everybody. Do everybody hear me? Yes. Okay, so if we are going to do a kind of conversation, it won't be a monologue. I won't teach you anything new you don't know. So quickly, my name is Christian, but you can call me Chris the evangelist. I know I didn't write any Bible, okay? But at the end of this presentation, you understand why they call me Chris the evangelist. So, when I was contacted by Sergio asking me to be part of this event, I asked myself what I could bring to you. Because, I mean, you are professionals in your ecosystem, you are specialists in your ecosystem, and you are more mature than me. So you should be teaching me instead of me teaching you. So I came across what we call inside our company the conversation. So what we are going to do today is we are going to have a conversation about new technologies. Why this is so important for me, but important for you? For me, it's important because my generation will have to deal with all the good, but the bad about technologies. But for you, you have businesses. You want perhaps to give them to your children in the future. You want your businesses to thrive, to live through times. So you have to understand where we are today, where we are going, and why we are going, why we are taking the new paths. So if you are not against, instead of just going around, I will probably sit with you. Maybe I will come to you to speak with you more, and it will be more interactive. So I have only one rule. If you don't want to speak in English, you can speak in every language you want, because I consider that we are a community. You are not my student, I'm not your lecturer. So let's have this conversation. My first question to you is, who did hear about ChatGPT or Bitcoin the last 5 years? Please raise your hand. Oh, almost everybody. That's cool. Ma'am, how are you?
Thank you.
Okay, what's your name?
Anna.
Anna, nice to meet you. My name is Chris.
Nice to meet you too.
Tell me, Anna, which one of these two tools did you use the last time?
I never used them.
Okay, but you heard about them.
Yes, my daughter uses
And what she thinks about that?
at school.
Okay.
Works.
Okay.
And I think it's a big challenge.
You mean a bit dishonest? Because I heard a lot of parents saying using ChatGPT, using AI, LLM models, those where you need to speak to type and speak to them, is dishonest. And I was like, is it dishonest or our system is outdated? Yes. Cool. So who here use really ChatGPT? Yes. Sir? What's your name? Sergio. Nice to meet you, Sergio. Why do you use it?
Well, I think it can complement our work.
Okay.
It can give ideas. For instance, if you are using, you need to start a project.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Well, I think ChatGPT can give you a boost or can help you if you need to do a project and you need to start any brainstorm and you need ideas. You can help you with that, or you simply can just correct any mistakes that you are doing. If you do a text and you ask them to check any email or grammar, you can help you. It can be your co-pilot, like Microsoft is now working with AI. It's called co-pilot. It can help you with your work. So I think it's not dishonest if used by the good way.
Okay, thank you very much for your response. Is ChatGPT helped somebody here randomly to do whatever works? No way. Are you kidding me? Nobody? Yes, please. Can I get the micro? Thank you very much. So tell us, how did ChatGPT help you at one time in the moment?
I use it for some university works.
For instance?
For university.
Yeah.
Searching and it completes my work, my presentations, even my emails, I think. Sometimes.
Do you feel cheating?
No, because I rewrite it. I just get the information, get the points, and rewrite it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, the young generation is saying, it completes me. The not more young generation is saying, it completes me. And we have people who are saying, no, it should be banned because it makes life easier for this new generation. I have a question for you. Why did you decide to become a doctor? Please. Who is doctor here? Okay, let's start with you. Why did you decide to become a doctor?
I'm the wrong guy to answer to that question.
Tell us why.
I had a very important person in my life, that was a doctor.
Okay.
And when I was a kid, I began dreaming to be a doctor.
Okay.
Later, I didn't realize why I never had such question about being a doctor.
Okay.
And finally, I could be a doctor. I am a doctor.
So you got inspired by somebody else.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So, ma'am, why?
For me, because I think it's amazing helping people to live better, to live more with quality of life, and that is something amazing for yourself. So I think being a doctor makes you feel very well.
So you felt like caught in that thing. So it's a sort of vocation for you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. So we do have here as an inspired person and somebody who were called. In Latin, we call it vocare. When you are vocare, you can't escape it. You will be or you won't be. Asking you this question lead me to one very important question. You have your job today. We are talking about you. We are not talking about us. I'm not anymore in university, but somebody is telling me that something could take my job and do it better. And that something is not even a human. So, what should we do? Should we panic? Who thinks so? Let's panic and just make Google disappear, make OpenAI disappear, and live like in 100 years ago. Can we do it? We have to evolve, right? Okay, so in order to evolve, we have to educate ourselves. So let's educate ourselves very quickly. When we are talking about healthcare, what is the most important things we think about? Don't answer yet. Saying what is the most important element, I want to say who is the most important person. I don't want your answer yet, but I want you to watch this very little film for 2 minutes and something.
We believe large language models have the potential to revolutionize healthcare and benefit society. MedPalm is a large language model that we've taken and tuned for the medical domain.
Medical question answering has been a research grand challenge for several decades, but till date the progress has been kind of slow. But then over the course of the last 3 to 4 months, first with MedPalm and MedPalm 2, we have kind of broken through that barrier.
Unlike previous versions, MedPalm 2 was able to score 85% on the USMLE medical licensing exam.
Yeah, this is immensely exciting because people have been working on medical question answering for over 3 decades. And finally, we are at a stage where we can say with confidence that AI systems can now at least answer USMLE questions as good as experts.
So the way we started with MedPalm 2 was really to take PALM 2, which is Google's most advanced language model, and then adapt it to the medical domain. To train the MedPalm 2 model, we worked with a panel of clinicians across the US, the UK, and India. We took a representative set of answers from this panel of clinicians and then tuned the model to produce answers that looked more like those answers. And from there, we used this panel of clinicians and their judgments to kind of evaluate whether these models were performing better across a set of human values, including things like low likelihood of medical harm, alignment with scientific consensus, precision, and a lack of bias. One limitation of existing work was that there was no standard way to evaluate a large language model tuned for the medical domain. So we introduced Multi-Med-QA, which is a benchmark for large language models in the medical domain, which spans consumer research questions, medical exam questions, and also consumer medical questions. To better encode a set of ethical principles into the MedPalm 2 model, what we've done is a bunch of adversarial testing so that we can take the model, test it in scenarios that it might not have been kind of originally intended for, and make sure that its outputs are aligned with our values.
We are opening up access to these models through Google Cloud, and we hope to gather feedback from our partners and use that to further improve and refine the models. There's also the notion of capabilities that we need to further add to these models. One aspect that we are very excited about is multimodal, where a model is not only able to understand text, but also interpret your medical record, or understand and interpret your medical images such as your CT scans, or maybe even genomics data or protein sequence data. So I think the potential is immense, and as long as we do this safely and responsibly, but also boldly, I think we are going to have a lot of impact in the world. There is still a lot of research to be done, but I am very optimistic that we can get there.
Thank you very much. Question. Who feels threatened by what just saw? Raise your hand. Oh, so we are living in very Zen world now. Okay. Who is missing here? One word, please. Human, patient. The people. How a big company like Google couldn't say, okay, we have the people, you call it the patient, and we are doing this for them. This is the secret of how today's industries are being changed. Here is how. You are a medical profession. As a medical professional, your job is to serve people. Am I wrong? Your job is to heal people. Am I wrong? Okay, let's continue. Who are these people for you? How do you call them? Patient? Is it all you have? Who has something else except patient? Sorry? Okay, the name. Okay, what's your name? Nice to meet you. And what else? Okay, users. Sorry? Persons. Okay. You are here like one body, okay? You are medical professionals, right? Me, I'm a lawyer. How should I view you? No, I won't do that. I view you as a community. Because you have your internal rule. Because you can protect your interests as one body. This is what is killing or creating more and more disruptive startups, corporations. And here is a very good example. When you are in a community, you are being served, or you serve somebody. There is no superior and inferior. In 2023, we are a community wherever we are. Who uses TikTok here? Oh, dear parents, we know. Don't fool us. Okay. Let's say YouTube at least. Who? Okay, you have your you have your beloved content creator, right? You listen to him. Sometimes you do what he says, right? Why do you follow his, for instance, recommendations? Why? Tell me why. Ma'am, tell me why. Why do you follow the recommendation of somebody you even never met?
Right? I don't follow anyone.
No. Even on Instagram?
Maybe travelers.
Oh, so tell me why you follow him. That's travelers.
Okay, because I like to travel and I think they go to nice places, so I try to see some places to go to.
Okay, so you live their life, their experiences through what?
The ecran.
The screen.
Screen, right.
Okay, and you are not alone.
Yes.
How big is the community of that traveler you follow?
I don't know, but a lot of followers.
100,000?
Maybe.
More? Okay. So, in 2023, we are in a community wherever we are. If you use a network, you are part of a community. You want it, you don't want it. So my question is, if in 2023, everybody here lives in a community, what about businesses? Why do you want to call that person you heal a customer, a user, or a patient instead of a member of your community? Why? Let's deep dive. A community is built on trust between a leader and members of that community. You create a bond. Are you leaders of your communities? Hello? Are you leaders of your communities? Yes. Do you have bond with your patient? Yes. So, you build trust before getting there, right? I don't feel the energy. Let's continue. What makes a community strong is the sense of belonging. Everybody here has a problem. How that everybody solves the problem is by belonging to a certain community. Who loves to practice yoga here? Raise your hand, please. Oh, guys. Yeah, it's a disgrace. Literally. Okay, I just need one person who practices yoga here. Yes, tell me please why you do that. Why?
Because of the connection with myself.
Okay, the connection with yourself.
Connection with myself.
Okay, what else?
And a sensation that it gets at the end of the practice.
Do you like to practice it by your own or better in the group?
Both. They are both good.
But do you feel like connected to those who have been doing this, or no, it's only you?
It's the second choice. It shouldn't be, should it?
Okay, thank you very much for your answer.
You're welcome.
So, I'm going to talk about one very powerful community in the world. You have heard about Bitcoin. You like it or not, you have heard about it. Okay? It's a fact. I'm not asking, I'm sure. Okay? So, I have been in this community since 2011 when I was a student in Russia. And what makes these guys very powerful is that they found a way to mix what we can call business at its best and a sense of belonging at its finest. Here is how. Bitcoin survived a lot of bans. China said, you don't use Bitcoin here. But China was one of the first countries to mine Bitcoin. In Africa, we have Nigeria who said, no Bitcoin here, but people are paying in Bitcoin. India, USA, EU. 10 years ago, EU published what we call the new regulament, MiCA, Market in Crypto Assets to protect the customers, to protect the EU citizens against the scammers. But EU didn't ban Bitcoin. Why? Why no country in the world, even the most powerful, can't ban Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin has some values that their members keep to themselves to the death. In real world, in physical world, we have gold. In virtual world, what we call the cyber world, we have digital gold, which is Bitcoin. You can't deny it. That's a fact. When you have CIA, when you have FSB running to get as more Bitcoin as they can, it explains everything. When you have BlackRock, Société Générale, trying to enter the ecosystem, you understand something is about to happen. Second value, medium of exchange. If you are in Salvador, you can pay in Bitcoin. If you are in Central Africa, you can pay with Bitcoin. If you are in France, you can still pay in Bitcoin. Third, decentralization and security. What makes Bitcoin so powerful as a community is that you will find their community everywhere, everywhere you go. Even in some very, very, very profound villages, you will find them. And these people are ready to protect this protocol to the death. And these things is very, very, very resistant to the censorship. So it's very resilient. So technologies like Bitcoin, what we call blockchain, are made to create and sustain strong communities. So what people are doing today, what leaders of community are doing today, they are taking the technology behind Bitcoins and using it to create or to sustain and support their own community. If they can do it, why can't you do that for your business, for the future of your businesses? Why? So I have 3 questions for you. First one, do you have a strong community you believe in?
Yes.
Really? When I'm talking about community have 2 faces. You have you as a professional ecosystem, but you have what you call patient as another part of that community. So if you want to convince me that you have that strong community, then these 2 communities should have one word, speak one values. What are the values of your community here? Ma'am, please tell me. No, wait. We'll go deep there. Ma'am, hi. What's your name?
Philippa.
Nice to meet you, Philippa.
Nice to meet you too.
What are the values of this community here?
It could be connection between people.
It could be.
Connection.
Is it? Okay. What else? Somebody to help her, please. You have a purpose. Who is agree with that? Oh, guys. Where is the community? I don't feel the community here right now. Are you strong?
Yes, we are.
Really? Let me check. Give me the mic, please. If you're strong, ma'am, tell me, please, what's your name?
Luisa.
Okay. Luisa, are you able to get up tomorrow at 2 a.m., walk through the street, and protect his interests.
If he needs to, but I think he doesn't need it.
No, we are not talking about conditional. We are talking about facts. Are you ready?
I am ready. I don't need, but I'm ready.
I'm not convinced.
He doesn't need my protection in the street at 2 o'clock.
But you are a community. And
yes, we are a community and we stand together when we need each other, but usually each one can stay by himself.
That's not a community, ma'am.
No?
That's a family with problem.
A family with problems?
Oh, yeah. I can feel it. Thank you very much, ma'am. Cool. So, for me, and what I have noticed since 2011, if you have a strong community, you will survive the AI apocalypse. I could say you will survive any technology that will come in the future because we are just seeing the beginning. We'll have the robot from IBM, we'll have robots from China, we'll have robots from Tesla. Are you ready to compete against Elon Musk? The crazy billionaire. Are you ready to do that? But if you have a community that believes in you, if you have patients who are members of your community and are just saying to Elon Musk, no, your robot is good, but I have the leader of my community here, and I want to hear he or her position first before using your robot. That is the power the Bitcoin, what we call Bitcoin maximalists has today. That's why Bitcoin is so powerful that no country in the world can stop it today. So, if you share the same values, you share the same deep bond, if you can rely on each other, if you trust each other, then your community will build the future of your businesses. I'm very sure about it. So, to do it, dear friends, you will have to revive your vocation, to feel it again. You will have to revise your values. You will have to be resilient. But you have to get in self-improvement. You have to go and take and adopt that ChatGPT, adopt that Bitcoin. You have to understand it. And once you adopt it, I'm sure you won't even feel the need to say, it will take our jobs. And of course, you have to trust in yourself, in the community, and in the technology. That's how you build the community, the business, the new way. Thank you very much.